Hi, I'm Carlos, the Beekeeping Nerd. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to be assembling some medium supers that I picked up at the North American Honeybee Expo. These were manufactured by Hilco. They do look to be pretty good quality, as most of Hilco's stuff is. One thing I do like about them is the shelf for the frames to rest on doesn't go all the way to the end, so you don't end up with that little weak area right here that always peels and curls out. This is a feature that both these boxes and the Endura Hive boxes have that, and so it makes a much stronger, cleaner joint that will last longer. When I assemble it, make sure that I have all the tops of the pieces in the right direction, and I will put this down. Then I will do a dry fit. Tools used are a drill with a countersunk bit and a drill with I believe it's a T20 Torx. The screws I'm using are these Deckmate outdoor for deck screws that are coated. They're a little bit pricier than the non-coated screws, but these will last forever. Length is 1 5/8, and I happen to get black. They come in tan and a yellow color, I believe, as well. So I will do a quick dry fit to make sure everything, the joints go together. And these are a snug joint, but they do go together. I'm not going to pound them all the way closed because they are so tight I wouldn't be able to get them back apart. So, and other tool is a blow mallet so that it's not damaging the wood, but yet I can still get everything to go together. Like I say, snug fit. The way I apply glue is I don't want the glue on a surface that's sliding like that, because that pushes the glue out. So I want it to where the glue is just being smashed when the joint goes together. So I will apply glue to the top surface here, and then on the mating surface I will also apply it to the top surface. So when I turn it up like that, then the face is going together, and I will push this joint down with a gap in it. Once it's down all the way and the glue on the upper surface there is smashed, then I'll pound it this way, which will then smash the glue here without forcing it out of the joint. Hope that made sense. So see, I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch gap as I pound that down. I get it where it's almost down, then I'll pound sideways. And doing that, it keeps the glue in the joint, although there's a whole lot of glue there, rather than having it all push out and be wasted. I'll do the same thing again on this side. Make sure I have it the right direction, which I do not. That's corrected. Dab of glue there, and there. Line it up with a little bit of a gap. Set that to the side, make sure the top is correct. Dab of glue there, there. And then on this one there, and there. Then I have to spread this out a little bit so that doesn't push the glue out. my building board here, and my assembly board, has a cleat on this edge and a cleat on this edge, and I'm assembled those so they're square. Get all the debris out of the way, and I can just put this here and see that I've got a little gap, so I can then square the box up, get square to both boards, and that way I know the board is square. Squeeze out there and there. Little gap. I'll apply a clamp to one side of one end, and I do it the short way because I want most of the screws to be on the end of the box rather than on the sides of the box. And I'll tip that up, put a second clamp on. So the clamps will give clamping pressure this way, and the screws will give a clamping pressure going down on the first screws I put in. Let me tap it down, make sure it's good and tight. Then I use my countersunk bit. I believe this is a number 8, and it matches up with the screws that I'm using that are the deck screws. And I want one on the top and the bottom, especially on the end on the top, to keep the shelf where the frames sit. Since this doesn't have an odd number, I'm going to go ahead and put one on the side so I have one in the middle. For deep boxes, I generally put 3 on each side, or 3 on one side and 2 on the other, depending on how the count comes out on the box joints. Again, be careful, don't over tighten the screws, because if you do, it will split your wood in this spot right here, because it's not very strong and the joint will break. I have my screwdriver right now set on, looks like 2. I had it on 4 earlier, but I actually did have one split out on me, so I backed it off. So very gentle seating of the screws. A little bit hard, it split a little bit. So again, like I say, I stress, be careful not to over tighten, especially the top one where the frame rest is. And do a final check for squareness. And it looks great. All done. I'm Carlos. This is Gers, Bees, and Honey, home of the Beekeeping Nerd. Have a great day.